Ozioma is a hard-working middle-aged woman who has her own small local restaurant in Fide Market. Fide Market is a market known for getting delicious food. If you want to get delicious food that is out of this world, you can get it at Fide Market. There are so many local restaurants there that serve different dishes such as banga soup, jollof rice, melon soup, and many more. But one thing about Fide Market is that it is very competitive because almost everyone in a section of the market sells food. Ozioma is one of the people whose restaurants are top in the market. Her food is so delicious that her restaurant is always filled with customers. One day, a woman named Ifeoma, who is in the same age group as Ozioma, rented a store close to hers. She went to the woman's store to welcome her, only to find out that the woman was also from her village. She was so happy because she now has a sister in the market, but her happiness was short-lived. Immediately the woman opened her restaurant, all of Ozioma's customers started going to Ifeoma's store to buy food. Ifeoma's restaurant became so jam-packed that people had to wait in line to get food. Some people would have to wash their own plates that was used to serve them. Ozioma was not happy about it because her restaurant started running down. How can she just come from nowhere and take all my customers? Does she use a special ingredient to cook that I don't know about? I must find out, Ozioma thought to herself. She gave her girl money to go to Ifeoma's shop to buy food so she can know what made the food so special. And indeed, when she tasted the food, it was heaven on earth. Ozioma really wanted to know Ifeoma's secret recipe but didn't want to ask Ifeoma directly for it. From then on, she started monitoring Ifeoma's every move. Sneaking around Ifeoma's kitchen is now her hobby. Hiding behind trees and buses just to follow Ifeoma to the market to know where she gets the ingredients that made her food so delicious. One day, after sneaking behind Ifeoma all the way to the market, she went as far as following her to her house. She found a perfect hiding spot for herself near the window. She got the perfect view of Ifeoma's kitchen. She was happy about her achievement. She can now watch how Ifeoma makes her delicious food. But one thing she noticed is that Ifeoma's house is located in a very remote area in town. There were so many bushes around the house. It was a bit scary, but Ozioma didn't care. She was desperate to know what makes Ifeoma food so special. After the day's walk the next day, Ozioma sneaked her way to her perfect hiding spot near Ifeoma's window, where she could watch how Ifeoma preps her ingredients ahead of cooking the next day. She took notes of how Ifeoma cut her meat, boiled it, every single detail she wrote down. Everything was going fine until Ifeoma left the kitchen and went to a room inside her house to get something. She came back to the kitchen with a big box. The box looked ancient with so many patterns crafted on it. Ifeoma opened the box and brought out a pot. Ozioma gasped when she saw the pot. She recognized the pot from her childhood days in the village. An old woman used this same pot to sell food in the market. Her food was out of this world. It was so delicious that Ozioma stole money from her mother's purse just to go and buy the old woman's food. The old woman was banished from the village after people found out that she was a witch who disguised as a food seller, as the pot she used in cooking her food was used in sacrificing newborn babies to whatever deity she served. No wonder the taste of Ifoma's food was out of this world. When Ozioma came back to her senses, she ran as fast as her legs could carry her. After she found out the secret to Ifoma's delicious food, she didn't look at her the same way again. Anytime Ifoma greets her, she won't answer. She wanted to expose Ifoma so bad, but who would believe her story? Because everyone now loves Ifoma so much because of her delicious food, and no newborn baby has gone missing, which is supposed to be the most important evidence she has to prove that Ifoma and her food is up to no good. The following week was hell for Ozioma, as she was so worried that something bad might happen. Truly, her fears came to pass. One day, when everything was fine as usual, the market women were selling their food and people were flocking Ifoma's store. An unknown woman barged into Ifoma's store with the police following behind her. They arrested Ifoma for kidnapping. Apparently, she stole a woman's newborn baby, unknown to her that the woman's brave neighbor saw her running away with the baby and followed her to her house. The brave neighbor saw her bringing out the ancient box and putting the baby inside the evil pot, where the baby disappeared immediately into the pot. The neighbor recorded everything she saw with her phone and handed it over to the police. After serious investigation, they found out that Ifoma moves from town to town with her evil pots, and any town she settles in, a lot of babies go missing. Ifoma was sentenced to life imprisonment and later died in prison when she was unable to renew her sacrifice to the evil pot. The story of Ifoma and her evil pot spread across the whole town, and the people were very cautious of the food they ate at Fide Market. The market was later demolished by the government that transformed the place to a park.